But it is a good game. I've really enjoyed the time I've had with it so far.
That's good.
Yeah.
I was a little bit with my character in the mid levels, a little bit like, oh, there's not much damage going out, and then I read a couple of things. I'm like, oh, this is good now. These buttons I can push multiple times and do multiple attacks.
What have you gone with? What character?
Shadowhunter.
Oh.
The one that turns into a demon.
I find the bard gets squishy and then gets hard. There are points in the game where I find the bard feels really hard, and then there are bits in the game where I think, shit, I'm really squishy.
Well, apparently, the squishiness of a bard can be counteracted with the card deck that you build to go along with it, and with the engravings that you choose as well, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to get heavy armor engravings at the moment.
I have never felt in danger. I'm only level 39 or something. I've never felt in danger as a bard.
I pop a lot of potions when I'm fighting and doing the big bosses.
I don't. I managed to get out, and I'm a shit player generally at video games anyway, so it's not because I'm good. So we're clear. But I'm trying to build him, or her rather, to be a full support, with the idea of doing raids in dungeons and that kind of stuff later down the line.
Yeah, I've got a full support version. I've got a full support version and a damage dealing mobbing version.
There's a whole lot of AoE as well. There's a lot of AoE as everything, I guess. Screen lights are like a Christmas tree when you do dungeons with 3 other players.
Yeah.
Well, wait till we get 2 groups in there.
There's a couple of dungeons that I want to revisit, so maybe we'll do another dungeon run on Sunday. Because there's a whole bunch of stuff that I've kind of rushed through the content to try and get to level 40. It's like, it was fun doing dungeons the other day when we found all of the seeds in the early dungeons. That was cool. But I'm discovering now that there's I think there's a Song of Discovery or something, right? Song of Secrets that reveals secret locations where some of the seeds in the zones are hidden behind.
Yeah, well, I found one by accident by drunkenly clicking off the map. And I walked through a wall. I was like, shit, this is a secret location.
Moriara's not here. Moriara's normally here by now.
Yes.
And Dart, say hi, Dart.
I heard a noise from Dart.
It's fun. I'm slowly but surely getting to grips with guilds, but it looks like, you've got to do 100%. You've got to contribute over 100. So if you look on one of the pages, you can see a list of all the guild members and their contribution percentage. So you need to try and get that as high as possible. Yeah, because
I was like, I've donated. It said donate over 100, was it? I've donated 400. It's not his percentage, isn't it?
Yeah. But it seems like the actual guild tasks need you to be level 50 to do them. We'll get there. Is Dart having camera problems and sound problems?
I heard a squeak from him.
Chat's gone quiet.
Anybody got Eagle's number? Well, we may have to. We'll give Dart a couple of minutes if he can get stuff sorted. We'll just have to press on without a Kelgar and without an anything.
I'll start rearranging my cameras.
What
It
the
shows
hell?
evil as online.
What the heck? The heck was that from? I need to clean up all my notes in Foundry because some of it I haven't a clue what that is.
Good evening.
Oh look, it's the old man that is evil.
Hello.
I'm not old. I might be evil, but I'm not old. Not yet. How's everyone doing? Had a good week?
No, I've been shut.
Still feeling rough?
No, I don't feel as rough as I did. I just feel like all my head is bunged up. I just feel bunged up. And I feel fat because I've not been able to go to the gym this week, so I just haven't had the energy. Still no word from Dart. He's here, but he's not here.
I assume he'll. I mean, he's logged in, right?
Hmm. Shit, isn't he? They open EU West, Lost Ark. So why not playing in EU West? That's a bit ridiculous.
Restart.
No.
Crazy talk.
You can't because all the stuff, all your roster stuff, a lot of your stuff that's one character only, you won't be able to transfer over to the new. I mean, it's a literal restart, isn't it?
On a server cluster, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a brand new server cluster. It doesn't. You don't carry anything over.
How are people finding it? Is it worth a look?
Yeah, it's worth a look.
Yeah.
It's good fun.
I managed to get it installed and try to play it last weekend, but the server queues were just ridiculous, and I just couldn't be bothered.
Queues are still big. I mean, I just tried logging on before I came here, and it was 5.5k, which is half an hour wait.
Yeah. I think
Yeah, it goes down very fast.
It goes down faster than it did it last week.
I think I was in earlier and I got it just as the queue was 91 people, but that was after it had been booting people out time and time again. So I just managed to get in. And yeah, 91 people. I was like, okay, that'll do. I don't mind that queue.
I've been getting in first because I've been getting on before lunch, and then I had a power cut. Was it yesterday, day before? And I was like, oh, queue. It's like the first time all week.
Yeah, I was in a queue last night, so I gave up. We'll have a fantasy role play to do last night. God, we got our asses kicked.
Oh, it can be fatal, that game.
I tell you what, we had two characters down, mine included. Because you don't really have any healing in the game.
No.
It's not. Well, you can get it, but it's not easy.
Time.
And they're all like, "You're the priest. You're the priest." I'm like, "I'm a warrior priest. I don't heal. I hit." And then I've got a maul that is the slowest thing in the initiative order, so I always go last in initiative. So when you're fighting 9 goblins and 6 wolves, and you're at the bottom, it's usually painful. But there we go. All right. Don't know what's up with Dart. But
Does anyone send him a chaser?
well, he's
He's
here.
logged into the chat, so he knows
He's
he's
logged
doing
into,
something.
he's logged into chat and he's logged into Foundry.
Oh, he is in Foundry. That's strange.
Maybe he's having supper or
Yeah, maybe.
masturbating furiously, or
What, getting
Wow.
it done before we start?
It was better than during.
Cleaning the pipes.
It's better than during,
During, yes, you're all right.
during with the camera on.
Oh dear.
All right. I've messaged him. Make sure he's okay. Let's kick off.
I can't say anything in voice because if I do, you'll hear everybody else.
Oh, okay. Are you out and about at the minute? Okay. All right. All right. Let's do this, as they say. Last session. This is session 28, right?
It is indeed, yes. Yep.
Session 28. Jesus. We started in May last year, according to my notes. Maybe a little bit earlier. Maybe early April.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
That went on a bit longer than normal.
Was that your Tai Chi? You've got mute, Dart.
Oh. Yeah, I've got push to talk on. Yeah, the guy running says that next term they're actually going to do in third persons, but it's from 5:30 to 7:30 on a Thursday. I was
Nice.
like, oh dear.
Well, I mean, it's only 15 minutes that you'd miss, so it's not a problem.
Yeah, the problem is it's in Bromley. It's a 20-minute drive away.
Oh, in person.
In
Got it.
person, yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. All right.
Well, let's murder Ember and get another player.
Well,
Don't leave us, Dart. Don't do it. It's about priorities.
There is that option. Okay. Yeah, we like Dart. We like Ember. Ember's awesome. All right. So, last session. You were on your way to find Oleanne.
I'll put my headphones on animal.
And so you're on your way to find Oleanne with the goblin in tow in order to kind of finalise the agreement that you'd made with Grundlegek and Burukliet, the two goblins, the shaman, so the leader and the shaman, to be the keepers of the ring and therefore responsible for shutting down the portal on a regular basis. As you did so, as you were travelling, you were ambushed during the evening by a pair of wyverns, which you ably dispatched with prejudice.
Yay.
You dropped the wyverns, continued on your journey, taking a detour towards Cooper's place because you were apparently effectively going past it. And discovered that it was quieter than you were expected. The dogs, you could hear barking, but they never came to greet you. And you then discovered alongside Oleanne that Cooper was missing, probably taken by, as far as you could tell, orcs. You travelled westwards following Cooper's footprints and tracks. Came across a decimated merchant's wagon on the north-south road between the river and Noltec. Examining the area, you discovered that somebody had fled from the orcs and had headed into the woodland, and you followed that trail, and that took you to some ruins in which you discovered several stone orcs. You also found through Ember's scouting that Cooper was injured, dazed, semi-conscious in some brush, trying to hide from what appeared to be a pair of murderous chickens and two metal bowls, so a pair of gorgons and a pair of cockatrices. You spent some time, not a lot of time, it was probably about 40 seconds or so, fighting them before they died horribly. And that was where we left it last week, because we were getting quite late, if I remember rightly. So it is about 6 p.m. The sun is still up in the sky. The whole area has kind of gone somewhat quiet. And doubly so because you're not hearing the usual kind of animal sounds around that normally would come back after a fight in the forest. It just seems eerily quiet and still in the glade.
The word foreboding springs to mind.
It's better than 5 boding. Sorry. So what do you want to do?
I'm going to poke an orc. Literally just walk up to it and poke it.
Okay. Your finger bounces off the stone skin of the orc.
Looking around, is everyone okay? Is everyone all right?
I think so.
Yeah, doing good here.
Did Ember say she'd found Cooper?
Well,
You did.
Yeah, I did. He's over here.
I'm going to make my way over to Cooper, and I'm going to use my blackened axe half to cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
He's got some hip. He's alive. He's conscious because I gave him my health potion.
That is correct. He is. He's dazed still, somewhat dehydrated. It is. Okay. Well, he gets another. Well, he gets another.
Kick in the pants.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's why it won't go higher than 2 because it's using a commoner as a token. Can't remember if I beat him, if I built him. Let's have a look. No, I didn't. He sort of props himself up,
I just
looks at you. Oh, you found me.
yeah, I did. I noticed you were unconscious or just not moving. You're about to be tapped by that cockatrice.
Yes, evil, foul creatures. Have you dealt with them?
Yeah, they're
Chased
dead.
them off? They're dead?
And the gorgons are dead as well.
More to the point, what the bloody hell are you doing here with a bunch of orcs chasing after you?
They arrived unexpectedly at my house earlier today. Yelled something about grab the caster, and that was it.
We're not a
That's-
caster though.
That's the second time we've heard that.
Yeah, they're after me as well, I think.
Rage. There's actually no water in there at the moment, but it
I
definitely
think they're
looks
after
like
the
there should
Liara
be.
rather than you, Kurgan.
The statue that you can see is covered in tangled vines, bird poop, general disarray. The pool itself has a load of kind of sludge and slurry kind of at the bottom of it. There's no water in there though.
Are you a caster, Cooper? Why are they after you?
I don't know. I mean, I have some ability to call upon the forces of nature to aid me in combat.
Ah. And there was nobody else there with you?
No, Olean had not been with me for a while.
Did they take you, or did you lead them here to?
They were dragging me. They were dragging me to the forest anyway. But we came across the merchant camp. The merchant wagon, and the orcs decided to set about the merchants, clearly yelling to look for more casters. I took advantage of that and ran into the forest, hoping that they'd follow me. They did, and I led them here, knowing that this would hopefully cause them a slight hiccup in their plans.
I mean, it kind of caused a hiccup nearly fatal in your plans.
Indeed, I wasn't expecting the cockatrice. They were new to me.
Hmm.
It was a brave plan, if a little foolish.
Perhaps.
Sounds like I've heard it before somewhere.
Do you know where they were trying to take you?
They said something about the ruined castle.
What do you know about the ruined castle?
He kind of points in the general slightly northeast direction. It's about 3 miles that way.
Any idea what's there?
I haven't visited it in a long time. My guess, though, bandits.
Something more than bandits. If they're looking for casters, they must have some other plan.
Possibly. There used to be an old lord's castle, maybe 200-300 years ago. Fallen into disrepute, the forest had grown up around it. That's about all I know about it.
Did the orcs mention anything about any dark elves?
No. Not at all.
Are you well enough to travel, Cooper?
Eventually. I'll probably need to take a little bit of a rest.
I know Oleanne will be worried about you.
Yes.
And your dogs. Why were they chained up? What happened to your dogs?
They were going to kill them, and I agreed not to. Put up a fight if they left them as they were. I think they chained them up to stop them from chasing them.
We released them, and Oleanne's looking after them, I think.
Oh, that's good.
Do you know what this place is? I look up at the fountain and some kind of weird raised platform over there.
Shakes his head. I don't.
Seems quite ancient, but
It is definitely ancient, but I don't know. I stayed clear of these because of the Gorgons.
Well, they're not a problem at the moment.
Really?
Hopefully we got them all.
Yes.
Anything round up on this kind of upper dais plinth?
So you've
place?
You've got a couple of statues, like a big stone piece at the back, a couple of statues, a raised piece at the back kind of blocking the view behind, and a stone chair that currently Ember seems to be sat on, and a small bowl, like a small bowl, again, stone bowl on a pedestal. Much of it is covered in vines and weed and other kind of natural flora.
Any indication what the bowl's function is? Is it like a religious thing or an arcane kind of thing?
Give me a check of some kind.
I could give you an arcana to see if it's magic-y based.
Give me an arcana check.
Somebody else would probably be better at religious-y kind of stuff.
I can certainly help you.
Oh, that's terrible.
You have no clue. Looks like a bowl for putting liquid of some kind in.
I'll point out to Kurgan and I'll assist and give him advantage, and I'll be like, just have another look at that.
Nope.
No, it's still a bowl.
seems like that might have some kind of religious purpose. It's laid out a little bit like some kind of temple. Did I get any ideas of who or what might have made it?
Give me a religion check.
Did we ask what the statues were? Or did you
I
describe them? You
did
said there was-
last time,
You
yeah.
didn't ask. No, I just kind of said what the statues were. You didn't really ask.
Okay, so what are they? Do we recognise them like their race or?
They're very fey, elven and fey in kind of markings and general anatomy and shape. L'Oreal, as you're looking around this place, the statue in the middle of this pool, fountain, whatever, reminds you of some of the imagery that you've seen in the past of Alina, the goddess of the moon, which is generally a fey god.
Yeah, that's interesting.
What do you think, L'Oreal?
And-
Any idea?
And as, you kind of wonder if this is like an outside fey temple or place of worship.
Hmm.
Perhaps even a fey court, given that there is a chair that's almost throne-like atop a raised dais.
I will explain the little that I know about Alina. She is sometimes a fickle god, sometimes associated with mischief and trickery as the Fae are, but also a protector of all Fae things.
I mean, any reason to hang around, or should we just get moving?
Well, if Cooper needs to rest, I wouldn't mind staying a while. I feel some kind of connection here.
Have we checked for any like secret compartments?
No.
I'd like to loot the bodies, please.
What bodies would you like to loot?
Well, the orcs and the gorgons and the cockatrices.
Does the bowl look like it could be the receptacle for water or something like
I
that?
was going to ask, yeah, would we... L'Oreal, do you think we should empty some water into the bowl just for shits and giggles and find out what happens?
What about the water in the pool?
There is
there's
there's no
there's no
water
water
in the pool at the moment.
Ogren, why don't you just pee in the bowl?
Because I'm civilized, unlike you, you fucking heathen.
Really? As in half walk? Okay.
Sorry, diatribe of text that I've just posted to the to chat that gives you an idea of a bit about Alina in more detail than you know.
Okay.
All right, let's not summon her and her two dragons.
As Ember goes off to search the orcs, I'll mention quietly to him, I don't think stone coins would be used to anybody once you've chiselled them out of the pockets.
And that is the problem. All the orcs are stone, and all of their possessions have been turned to stone.
Damn it.
So I'm going to take my water canteen and just hold it open over the
Bowl?
font.
Yeah, well, I was about to say, I'm going to.
L'Oreal with a kind of yes, no.
Maybe L'Oreal.
I will nod, taking the canteen out of Kurgan's hand, and I will pour a little water into the bowl, saying a small prayer for protection.
The water kind of turns sludgy, mucky as all the dust and the muck that's accumulated in the bowl kind of runs into the water.
Oh, maybe you should clean that out first, and I will scoop some of the. Well, actually, I will use prestidigitation to clear a lot of the muck out.
Okay.
We just move on from here. Do we need to hang around? And we've got Jelena to find. We've got other shit to do that I can't remember.
Can you give me doing that? Can you give me an Arcana roll, please?
Who? I'll help
L'Oreal.
Can I help?
No, she's using prestidigitation to clean out the bowl.
Yeah, no, I haven't got that.
I can do my best. See what happens. That's not a bad roll.
Okay.
Terrible.
Yeah. The bowl cleans. You can clean the bowl really well, and the stone inside now looks very smooth. Very. I mean, it's an interesting colour. Seems to be the colour of the night with flecks of almost starlight in it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, well, I will try to pour a little water in again now that it's
Okay.
Is it
clean.
time based?
Do I? Well, I was about to say, do I get the feeling that it might be better to do it at night under a night sky, based on the kind of the
Moonlight.
pantheon and the moon? Yeah, the fact that she's a goddess of nighttime creatures and the moon.
Very probable, yes.
Well,
Its symbol is a quarter moon.
I would say that perhaps maybe we should stay here the night because the sun is going down.
It is a little late, and I would like to spend some time here. As I said, I feel some connection to this place.
I wouldn't like to push on through this forest at night time, not knowing what's out there.
Okay. All right. Rage, you doing anything else?
Nope.
Jet, you doing anything in particular?
I was going to look for like secrets of compartments in these like. statues and
Okay,
stuff.
give me a perception
Sure.
check, please.
Okay.
The statue is holding his hand out. What's in the hand?
Nothing.
Okay.
You don't find anything in like any hidden secret compartments, but there is a massive, like, kind of where you're stood, almost, sort of here. Is a massive nest. Well, what looks like a nest. And as you're glancing around in the fading sunlight, you do catch a glitter of gold.
Oh. Is this where one of the
Just
cockatrices-
remember. It's more gorgon-sized.
Right. Well, I shall tell everyone that I've seen something glinting in that nest, and it's worth investigating.
Just remember, though, that all that glitters is not gold.
Could be
Things that
platinum.
glitter are shiny dragons.
That's a nice roll. What are you doing, Ember?
I'm investigating the thing that Jet just found.
Okay. There is a definite depression in the rock, perhaps through wear and or deliberate action on the part of the gorgons. In amongst all the detritus, though, you can start to see there is all sorts of stuff in here.
Sorry, where are you looking? I missed something.
It's there.
Yeah.
Okay. And do they look like offerings or?
Looks like stuff that has maybe been gathered by the. It's odd, but you don't know. It's hard to tell.
When you say things, what kind of things?
Why are you going to have a route through them?
I thought that's what I was doing with that roll.
Okay, no, well, you're investigating, but if you want to search and physically start rooting through stuff, you can absolutely do that.
Let's see. Can I assist?
Okay, yeah. There is an awful lot of coinage, mixture of silver, gold, and platinum
Oh.
in amongst all of this mess. You also find a bunch of small pieces of carved jasper. Not my cat. He's asleep over here. He's also called Jasper. There is a bag, a tatty sack that's kind of buried under a load of the mess.
Is it a bag of holding?
It's a tatty bag.
What's in the bag?
Are you going to grab it?
Yeah.
You're opening it.
Yeah.
Is it a mimic?
It's empty.
Don't give him ideas, so.
Yeah, I'm opening the bag.
All of a sudden, Ember just disappears. It's like, what happened?
Bag seems to be empty, Ember.
Oh, okay.
Climb inside and have a look.
Oh, what?
What
Oh.
happens if you drop a coin in it, Ember?
All right, I'll drop a copper coin in it.
The bag is empty, Ember.
Oh, we got a toy.
I put my hand inside the bag.
Okay. What are you trying
It's
to
empty.
find?
I just trying to feel around, see if there's anything there.
You've lost your arm.
Your hand closes upon a copper coin.
Take it.
Oh, okay, I'll take the copper coin back out.
There you go.
I stick my head in the bag.
Mage hand, push him.
You can't breathe.
Okay, so I definitely pull it
Mage
out.
hand harder.
Stuff with me. Okay, you pull your head back out. Yeah, I mean, for all intents and purposes, these are not uncommon. You do have a bag of holding.
Which is currently empty. But you said I only picked up the copper coin that I put in.
Correct.
Bag of holding, the way it works is you have to know the item that you're trying to get out of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Know what's
exactly.
in it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it takes around and it comes to your hand, yeah.
So think of a baby basilisk and then see them pull it out.
Now, all right, I'll put my hand in and think of what's that goggle thing that I need to see in the dark with?
Goggles of dark night vision.
Yeah, I'll think
whatever
about
they
them.
are. No, nothing comes to hand.
27 pairs, different sizes.
I put my hand in and think of a platinum piece.
Something appears in your hand. And when you take it out, it is made of platinum, but it appears to be a brooch.
Does it look as if it could have magical properties or anything interesting like that?
Give me an Arcana check.
All right, we can do that. Can we? Oh, we can do that.
You think it's a brooch of shielding?
Oh, very nice.
Brooch of shielding. Okay.
You've
Heard
heard of them. Why am I searching for lycanthropes? Oh, that's why.
Please don't.
That's why. Yeah, it seems to be a platinum brooch with a nice kind of bluish kind of aquamarine kind of gem in the middle. From memory, it makes you. It helps you resist the effects of magic missiles and other force-based damage.
Yeah, so I've got it up on D&D Beyond. It's resistant to force damage and immunity to damage from magic missile.
Correct.
Metagaming.
I think items... I don't look up the monsters that he calls out, but sometimes items I'll have a look at.
A brooch of shielding is a fairly common wizard kind of item. So, Kurgan, between you and Kelg, at least, you would know exactly what it is. You still need to attune to it. You still need to spend the hour thinking about it and kind of learning its properties in order to unlock them.
Yeah, said the blackened axe haft, I have to attune to that.
Yes, you do.
Okay. So I am all attuned out unless I drop something at the moment. I've got the Medallion of Thoughts and Braces of Defense, so somebody else wants it for now?
Can be worn by anybody, remember.
Hmm.
Makes you immune to magic missiles. In fact, sometimes brooch of shielding is good for a frontline fighter, right?
That's what I was just thinking, yeah, if they're going to get picked on.
When a mage might be targeting them to try and drop them quick with a magic missile, they can put up their middle finger while carving into them. Okay.
Rage?
I put my hand in the pack and think of a magic rapier.
A magic rapier. Okay. I'm doing loose interpretations here because you'll never know. You would never guess what's in the bag otherwise. Your hand seems to wrap around a bundle of sticks.
Oh, do they feel like arrows?
Yes. 10 of them.
And pull them out.
As you do so, it catches, you kind of catch yourself and it really slices into your arm. These are incredibly sharp. There's no sign of any imperfections, no sign of any, any bluntness or anything. There are 10 plus 2 arrows.
Ooh, very nice.
There you go, Jet.
Well,
Can I
I
stick my
mean,
hand?
I called dibs. I put my hand in there and pulled them out. Never mind.
okay.
Bloody hell.
Actually, maybe I'll give you 5. I don't know.
Can I stick my hand in and just think of clothing?
Magic. Do magic arrows get used up? They don't return to class. Like something.
They don't return. You still have to go and search for them. However, you need to make a note of how many you shoot or loose, depends on whether you want to be proper terminology. And we would roll a d20, and on a 1, it's broken.
Oh, okay.
Just like an item that has a charge that runs a risk of breaking on a 1, these will break only on a 1.
I didn't know that about charges anyway. So.
Unless you hit something magical in return, and then it's probably a normal 50-50. But yeah, 10 magical arrows. Putting your hand in and thinking of clothing would have also got you the brooch of shielding.
Right, fair enough. Well, we're taking the bag. Who's going to hold the bag? Can we trust Ember, or is she just going to steal everything?
Well, I assume we're going to put all the money in it.
We are.
Everything that's heavy. So.
Jet, whilst this is going on, you're raking through the cash only because they all seem to be, distracted by this.
Passy bag.
You manage to rake through. You find a rather substantial pile of silver pieces, a less but still impressive pile of gold pieces, and 20 platinum pieces.
20 platinum. Okay. So that's
if you want to spend time counting through them, it will probably take you a good half hour to count through everything. You will come up with 300 gold, 2,000 silver, and 7 jaspers worth about 50 gold pieces each.
Do I take damage from that arrow that I nicked?
Did you want to put that in the party loot?
I've put all the money in. I don't think I can add jaspers in, can I?
I will add them in for you.
Okay, I've done the gold and I've done all the coins already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we should make an assumption then that all of the weight of the money automatically goes through to the bag. Well, that makes it a bit funky to calculate, right?
No. You would probably put everything. Yeah, I'm assuming that what's in the party list is stuff that you're all lugging around in various backpacks and stuff alongside your normal gear. So I can add a bag of holding to the character sheet, and we know how much that carries. When the party sheet exceeds the bag of holding, you're back to carrying it loosely again.
Yeah, got you. Yeah, that'll work.
I can actually create a bag of holding.
And can you store money in that through the interface, through the UI?
Yeah, I'll do that for next week. It's a little bit more complicated, but I can.
All right, and I'll just track all the money in there instead. Then.
I was just about to say I put my hand in there and think of Jelanith, but then you told me you can't breathe in there, so it would just be a dead body if I pulled it out.
Correct, yeah.
So put her back in and forget your sower.
Okay, so who's taking what of the items then?
Can I put my hand in and see if I can pull out a Vorpal sword?
Nothing comes out.
Hopefully, the sharp end doesn't come out first.
Let's say, can I put my hand in and check for any weapons?
The only weapons that were in there were the arrows.
Can I put my hand in and think of potions?
Yes, you can, and you pull out a potion. Just a singular potion. Hold on, let me describe it for you.
I do a final on it. See if I recognise it.
Yeah, you can do that. Okay. Well, as you kind of do an you think about through your arcanic knowledge, trying to figure out what this is. You all notice that it's some kind of yellowish liquid, and an eyeball is bobbing around inside it.
Ugh.
It's a potion of clairvoyance.
Oh. Wait, what does that mean?
Voyeurism.
Wait, you can watch people having sex. Oh, great.
Yeah, you can see as if you're in your space. This is the whole Scanlan poo in the castle.
That was so funny.
It was funny, wasn't it?
I laughed so much at that.
Wait, what?
Scanlan's poop in the castle. His magic jar of poop, so that he can watch Pike while she's building the temple. It's about halfway through the Legend of Vox Machina. Okay, so potion of clairvoyance, right? I'll add the
thing for scouting and checking things out and all that kind of stuff.
brooch of shielding. You've got your 7 Jaspers, not 71. 7 Jaspers.
Who wants the brooch, folks?
And
I don't know whether it's myself or Rage, I suppose.
10 plus.
Maybe
2.
not a bad idea for Medistra as well.
No, I'm fine.
What about Kelg?
What about me?
Yeah.
I think probably. Well, I think either one of the squashier members of our team or one of the frontline guys.
Well, Kelg gets up and personal from time to time.
I'm personal most of the time, except when I'm shooting arrows.
You're
hiding most of the time.
You're hiding most of the time.
I'm normally up flanking.
Hiding.
It's somebody invisible, so it's Rage or it's Kelg or Jet.
Yeah.
Maybe Jet.
Yeah.
You want a Jet?
We could always move it around if.
While they're searching through the coins, can I search for any kind of, thing markings where it shows like maybe a sunken door, around the.
You've been spending your time looking at the bag of holding and stuff like that, so you can do, but once everybody else has we've finished you divvying up and looking around the loot.
I think we're going to rest here anyway, aren't we? So
We
this
are.
is kind of yeah. Kelg, are you here? Or Jet?
Yep, I'm here.
Do you want the brooch, Jet?
It can do.
Okay.
Depending if anybody else is in more of need of it, shall we say? But if it's going, I shall take it.
It won't let me send it. Send to player. Why won't it let me send it? Oh, I think it's because you've got it attuned. Oh no.
No, I would take the bag of holding if no one has a strong need for it.
Shouldn't I keep it because I'm the one that's going to be nicking stuff from people?
Do we have a Kelg back?
Can you not send it to him?
Hang on, no, it's just popped up. Who am I sending it to? Jet, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to get that through. And then suddenly 5 popped up at the same time. Did it come through, Jet?
Yep, it did.
Yep. Perfect. All right.
I'm just eating something at the moment.
We do need to get somewhere where we can sell a lot of this junk.
You do?
Hey folks, how's it going?
Hey.
Hi, Kelg.
Evening.
Good.
So who's holding the bag of holding?
Me.
I'll walk over to him, but
I'd give it to L'Oreal. Let's be honest
yeah,
with you.
I was going to say I'll walk over to Ember and I'll say, Ember, I think L'Oreal should have this because you, my friend, are always in combat and this bag will get very full and you will struggle to run around with it.
And scouting.
And scouting,
well.
yeah.
Also, I don't trust you.
Oh, okay. I thought it could. Oh, okay.
It'll be handy for L'Oreal to reach in and grab things that are needed very fast while you're out ahead.
The
Okay.
arrows are in the party as well. Who am I sending those to?
Was it a 5-5 split?
I think it was a 5-5 split between Dart and Jet, wasn't it?
How do I do a split?
You
How
probably
do +5
Oh,
arrows
I've got-
work in 5e? Is it +2 to hit and damage, or?
+2 to hit and damage, yeah.
Wow,
So
nice.
5 to Ember, and then 5
I just took it already.
center player. Jet. There you go. You should have got another request, Jet.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Perfect. Bag of holding.
So typically, so typically rules as written, you would still lose half of your arrows even if they're magical. I'm just double checking.
Yeah,
What?
I thought it was.
Yeah, so we'll stick with that. So make a note of how many you've used, and you can automatically recover half of them.
Right. Well, should we bed down for the night then?
That's Jet, my friend. Could you maybe show me some good places to keep watch?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It says that once the ammunition hits something, it's no longer magical.
There you go. There you go.
Once it hits.
So do you want a survival check?
I would say it remains magical, but that accounts for why you lose half of it when you lose it.
Okay.
Yes, please, a survival check. Jet, this whole place is an amazing place to be from a watch point of view. Everywhere is just so super secure.
Start pointing everywhere. There, that's a good spot. And over there. And over there.
Over there. But here.
Looking around, Ember, there's nothing here. There's nothing hidden. It seems that everything is out in the open, right? Everything that you think. Interestingly, there are some covered carvings though on the throne itself that have kind of got lots of vine and moss and things all covered all over it.
Mage hand to clear him away a bit.
Okay, can I get an Arcana check from you, please, Mr. Kurgan? Beautiful. Nice. Okay. You clear them away. Ember, looking at them, seems to show a rather tall, almost elven-like individual. There is a woman behind that seems to that kind of has a quarter moon over her head. This woman, taller than this elven individual, who seems to have some kind of rod in his hand, and he is pointing at what appears to be a fairy.
Okay. So that's just like it's sketched into the throne.
Correct, yeah.
Is that in the throne or in the thing behind the throne?
No, it's in that's on the throne.
On the back of the seat.
Yes. But now if you look at the thing behind, there is a larger version of that. Just about you can make it through the grime and the muck.
you understand what the scene is meant to portray?
Give me another religion check with advantage because you got a over 20 last time.
Sorry, me.
No, L'Oreala.
Okay, big pardon.
Oof.
Best you can tell, very possibly some kind of fey court with somebody issuing judgment, perhaps on the fairy.
In the presence of Eleanor, I would guess.
In the presence of Eleanor, yeah.
Hmm. Looking around the woods, do they seem particularly idyllic, or is it a normal wood?
Give me a nature check.
Dope.
Can I assist that?
Yeah, if you're trained in nature.
Trained in nature, so I will assist.
How about you roll, and
I get a +3.
yeah, I'll ask the question. Knowing that I'm not particularly a woods person.
Okay, so do you want me to roll for advantage then? Yeah.
Yes, please.
There we go.
Now L'Oreal has said this and you look around, you can make out what appears to be a very faint circle of fungi all the way around the shrine.
Oh yeah, we actually can see a circle all the way around the shrine as well.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm assuming none of you spotted that in the fight.
Nope, not at all.
No.
There you go.
What? Where?
I will mention that being here at night time might lead to strange things happening.
Yeah.
I intend to do so anyway. I feel I need to stay here, but it may not be best if we all do.
These things.
Correct. Yeah, they're small,
I'm going to camp
very
out here.
small fungi and toadstools and mushrooms.
I saw that, but I thought it was just stone.
Yeah.
No way I'm camping in that circle. Just saying.
No way you're camping inside a fey circle. Why not?
Because you might go back in time to the Scottish Civil War.
But you're not in the circle if you stand here.
No, but you're on a fucking throne dais thing. I mean, what could possibly go wrong, Ember?
The god shows up.
Look at Zed's face. Study his face very carefully.
I'm just looking at Calgar with his feet up on the throne, playing away with his guitar, just strumming away. Like, I really don't care about what's going to happen here. This is great.
Calgar will be fun. The Fae love musicians, so.
I'd like to ask Cooper if he knows anything about this place.
He's kind of been sat on the top step just listening to you. His eyes are half closed. He's absolutely knackered, and he kind of opens one eye and just shakes his head. And if you're saying this is Fae, I've heard of these places, but what this one is, I don't know.
I'm gonna kind of sit on the top step next to him and lay a hand on his shoulder and cast another cure on him. If he seems quite.
It won't help. He has levels of exhaustion.
Okay.
Let's carry him down and out of the circle.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I think there's something wrong with Rage.
Just stood watch,
Pensive.
letting people prattle along about talking about bollocks.
Yeah. Rage doesn't feel the need to say anything if he doesn't have anything to say.
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I would like to take Cooper out the circle, and I think this sort of area, top right hand side, north eastish, would be ideal to camp.
What, up there? Oh, up there. Oh, up there.
The little blue glowy things.
Yeah.
What about on top of the statue?
The little blue glowing things.
Doesn't look ominous at all.
Oh yeah, like the pools.
The pools.
Are they
Yeah, I
pools?
spotted them.
Yeah, they are
Oh,
little
you don't-
pools.
Hey L'Oreala, you don't think we should fill up that font with water from these pools? Because nothing's going to go wrong if we do that, right?
Let's see how much water this bag holds.
£500.
We could. It might take some time though.
Anything suspicious? Not suspicious looking about the water, but does it look like normal water?
There are a lot of hoof and chicken footprints to and from the water.
It's a watering hole.
Yeah.
Did you say that the middle fountain, the thingy, doesn't have any water in it? It's just dried up.
Dried up, it's full of muck, vines, and other crap.
Kurgan, can you use your magic hand to clean up the mess in this pool?
It will take him a long time to do it with magic hand.
Only we had somebody who could cast prestidigitation.
It'd take a long time with prestidigitation as well.
Yeah, it's only
What
certain size.
is that a spell? Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
I quote.
I think there's a significant amount of mess in there. It would take like
1 cubic foot, no larger than 1 cubic foot.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. 40.
Yeah, not doing that.
Mine's a cantrips I can cast it at will, but I wouldn't be doing that.
I mean, I am going to spend, if we are resting here, I'm going to spend my time in the temple. I might tidy a few things up and see where my thoughts take me.
You'd need to cast it about 110 times. 1 every 6 seconds, that's 660 seconds, which is what, about
11 minutes exactly?
11 minutes exactly.
Could I turn Ember around and use her as a mop?
Maybe.
No, you're not.
Any way to detach these Gargan heads?
Why?
Give me a survival check, please.
You want me to assist?
Yeah, I'll call Joe. We'll see whether he's got any ideas.
Yeah, I'll assist.
Survival with advantage. Good job you did, because look at that. Natural 1 and a
wow.
natural 20.
Brilliant.
What are the odds?
I presume you want to detach them to preserve them the best way you can for something.
Absolutely, yeah.
Bear in mind that the breath weapon that they have, as best you know, is most likely created inside the stomach, not in the head. You can definitely take a head off. You'll just need to do it carefully.
Make a wonderful trophy though, won't it?
Absolutely. It's a good job there's 2 of them.
However,
They're going to be very
the 2
heavy.
heads are going to be way heavier than your bag of holding can carry.
That's okay.
Because these things are over a ton each.
I don't think they're going to fit into a bag of holding anyway.
They're not going to
they
fit to a bag of holding.
How are you going to drag it?
I'm a strong boy.
Okay, so yeah, you you don't need to. Where are you cutting the heads off?
Where?
Hmm.
Probably at the plate, just where the neck is.
No. I understand where you're going to cut the heads
Not
off the
in the
body.
circle.
Where are you cutting the heads off in regards to the location of the corpses when you begin hackety hack?
Both the corpses are here and here, aren't they?
Actually, yeah, the corpses are here.
And the other one's down there, I think.
Here.
Oh, down there.
Do
Is
them
it?
here, like outside the
Well
circle on the
remembered.
path or something.
Depends if I can drag them.
You probably couldn't
Well,
drag.
here's one down here.
Well, you couldn't drag it on your own. You'd probably need somebody else, because I think you can drag. You used to be able to drag. Was it 3 or 5 times your carry capacity?
It should be on the bottom, shouldn't it?
Twice your carrying capacity, or 30 times your strength score. So what's your strength? 18?
16. So it's
16.
480.
480. Yeah, you'd need 2 of you to drag it. So
I'll do it where they stand because I honestly don't care about this circle.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. All right. You splurge blood all over the place, and you take 2 heads off. Probably takes you half an hour each head to do it carefully.
Oh, they have blood.
Kelgar, give me an Arcana check, please.
Certainly. Yeah, Kelgar shrugs.
Yeah, it might have just been a trick of your imagination. You're not sure.
I shall inspiration that.
Okay.
Definitely my imagination.
It's definitely your imagination, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, guys, if you tip the bag inside out, it drops all of its contents.
There you go.
That's not as written in the rules. Is that a homebrew or?
I don't know. It's on the piece of
Yeah,
the book.
Either way, you,
And you wouldn't know. Yeah.
know that anyhow. So
Oh yeah, I suppose so.
Okay.
All right. So what are we doing?
Well, we're resting here. I'm going to pull up my book and I'm going to assist anybody who's taking watches.
spending a good part of the evening in meditation and prayer around the temple.
Actually, you could have you couldn't breathe, but you could have survived 10 minutes inside the bag, Ember.
Yeah, I just read that. And you can make a gate to the astral plane as well.
Well, you don't want to, but yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
if you destroy the bag?
Yes.
Creates the
Or no, if you put the bag inside, another bag that's can hold stuff or whatever.
Instantly destroys and creates a gate to the astral plane. Everything within 10 feet is randomly located into the astral plane, and then the gate closes. It's one way only, motherfuckers.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
And that means you're then in the astral plane, sailing the astral sea, trying to get the heck out of Dodge.
Somewhere.
Yeah. Not necessarily all together. And if that happened, I can just imagine Kurgan just going, for fuck's sake, Ember.
No, I didn't do that. I was just reading.
Okay, so what's the plan? After, spend an hour, Rage basically decapitates the Gorgons, drags the heads over to a pile somewhere safe. The rest of you kind of grab whatever belongings you have, tent and stuff like that, and backpack a bedroll and start to set something up. As far as you can tell, the 3 small pools are merely collecting rainwater and things from the canopy above, maybe fed by some sort of underground water source as well, but they've very much been used as the watering hole for the Gorgons and the cockatrice.
Bed down. Take watches then. I would be happy to take the first watch as long as it finishes well before midnight. But if anything weird happens, I'm kicking L'Oreala in the ribs to wake her up.
I'm in the temple anyway.
Oh, right. I am not in the temple.
I'm, meditating and in prayer.
Okay. So who's staying in there? Because Kelg's sitting on the throne like a lunatic at the moment, because that's obviously going to go well.
I'll stay in L'Oreala.
I used my potion and I didn't have another one, so I need to delete that.
Yeah.
like I said, I know L'Oreal can look after herself, so I'm going to make sure Coop is safe. So I'm going to stay out here with him. But like I said, I'll be staying up all night anyway. So
I can't look after myself. You're insane.
You're staying up all night.
yeah, I
You're staying up
don't. I don't need sleep.
Ah.
I just read a book. My special book. Peter and Jane.
Do it again.
Yes.
All right, so rest, right?
Rest.
And L'Oreala's staying on the platform. Ember, you're still up there
Where is everyone?
in Rage. Not on the platform.
Yeah, I'll stay up here and guard L'Oreal.
I'm saying that you don't need to, but you're quite welcome to stay.
I'm going to go hide over here by these blocks.
Oh, fuck it. During my watch, I will stay on the platform next to or near L'Oreala.
Okay, so how are you splitting your watches?
2 hours?
2 hours each?
Hmm.
And we're going to be starting at 8 p.m., so I'll do 8 till 10.
Okay. All right. Okay, so you settle down to your respective places, and we go 8 through till 10. Can I have a perception roll, please, Kurgan?
With advantage.
You can. With advantage. I'll roll that again then. Take the first one.
The first couple of hours of the watch seems uneventful. You do start to hear the odd cricket, the odd buzzing insect seems to start to kind of make itself heard around the area.
Your life is returning.
As the dusk falls, you can see a faint glow coming from the circle of fungi all around the temple. Just a faint, slightly bluish coloured glow. But other than that, your watch goes uneventful. We roll around.
L'Oreala is asleep, but on the platform, right?
No, I'm not sleeping. I'm in meditation and prayer.
Okay. When I notice the glowing ring, I'm just going to break her concentration just to point out the ring.
Okay.
Is this meant to happen? Haven't seen this before.
I do not know.
Who's taking the next watch? The 10 p.m. to midnight watch.
I'll be there all night anyway. So
Yeah, you just need 4 hours, don't you?
no, I still need the full time. It's just that I'm conscious all the time.
Okay, no worries. Plus, you've got a Molar warning, which makes it really hard for me to ambush you.
It's another reason up there.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Is anybody actually taking so are you actually going to take an official watch then, or just
No,
somebody else?
other people could do their watches. I'll just be here.
Okay.
Well, I can take that watch if you want.
All right. Where are you going to watch from?
Where I am at the moment, so it's going to
Over in the camp. Okay. Kurgan, are you staying where you are after your watch finishes, or are you going to retire with the bulk of the group over near the small pools?
No, with the there's a glowing ring around me and wanting to stay close to L'Oreala in case any weird shit happens. I'll stay where I am.
Oh, can I build a fire up here, please? As well.
Sure.
I'm not sure.
Are we sure that's a good idea?
Why?
As I see you gathering sticks.
What's the issue?
I mean, it's a temple, right? How would you feel if somebody stuck a fire up your temple?
I don't care.
I don't think that's a good idea. I don't know these things, these creatures, or whoever made this.
Rage, why do you need a fire? You're made of metal.
I
and
can't
wood.
see.
Oh, right. Good point.
Unless it's a clear night and it's a full moon.
Shit, have I got light on this character? No, I haven't. Why don't you ask somebody for
It's a clear sky.
It's a what?
Is it what?
Clear sky, and the moon is out.
So dim.
But the glow from as the night has drawn in, the glow from the mushrooms has got stronger. So you're very much in dim light at the moment.
What the fuck are we doing here, people?
Jet,
Yeah.
give me a perception roll, please, as your 2 hours passes.
Oh, I'll do.
Okay. At one point, you catch the glimpse of a small animal, maybe a fox or a badger, or fox badger. You catch a glimpse of it in the dark. Actually, you've got dark vision, haven't you? So you'd know what it was. It was a badger that comes to the watering hole. It kind of stops and sniffs the air for a moment, and then seems to rush forwards and drink as though it hasn't drunk for ages.
Is this from the pool in the centre?
No, that's empty. It's from this pool here.
Oh, right, okay.
As a second goes by, it kind of stops and turns its head, and you watch as another badger plus 2 baby badgers come out and come to the pool and start drinking. Do you want to do anything?
No, I'm gonna. I have the ability to hide, I think, as a wood elf.
Okay.
So I will go into stealth mode and just watch. So
Okay.
do you want to roll a stealth
Yeah, sure.
just for completeness?
Well,
As hell.
Off a
You-
19 to a 1.
you think you're really well hidden, really well
I
hidden,
am so well hidden you can't even see me.
but you're backlit by the moon, the circle, 3 spotlights. Okay. After maybe 5 minutes of satiating their thirst, they turn and they go back into the forest.
Do I notice any change in the badges
No.
from drinking from this pool?
2 heads.
They're not as thirsty.
Yes, that's the change. They are not as thirsty as they were.
Okay.
I suspect they've normally not been able to drink here because of the gorgons and cockatrices.
Yeah.
And looking around, there are still statues. There are some statues of rabbits and badgers and foxes and squirrels and birds all around.
That's right, because they made them into stone and ate the statues, didn't they?
Correct. Yeah.
Can I take a stone squirrel, please?
Yes, you can.
How do I add that into my pack, please?
Just add it to your character as an item. Call it loot. Hold on.
right.
Are you going to fill it full of dynamite?
See.
Let's try and restore it and get a new familiar for Kurgan.
So yeah. So the wildlife is coming back then, basically. Nature
Seems
is
to
returning.
be, yes.
Mm.
New loot. Who used? We've got a stone squirrel.
L'Oreal,
What's
is it worth taking the cockatrice heads?
I don't know. Why would you take them?
I don't know what abilities it could have. It could be worth anything to alchemists or mages.
It's not my area of expertise, I'm afraid.
Did you add something, Kurgan?
Say again?
Did you add something?
Yes, I've added a
Cool.
stone squirrel.
I would say it's probably 2 pounds or so in weight.
Okay.
A little bit heavier than a normal.
The cockatrice, I think, was trying to petrify people as well, because I had to roll it attacked me and I had to roll some kind of roll.
All right. Who's taking the third watch then between midnight and 2 a.m.?
I will.
Okay. Where are you watching from, Ember?
Where I am sleeping.
Okay. All right. Is that on top of the pedestal or hunkered down behind it?
Behind it, but I can still stick my head out and look around.
Okay, give me a perception check, please. Look at that, natural 1 for you turns into a 21. Okay. It's definitely noisier.
Wait, why did
than...
rage roll going?
I rolled disadvantage
Why?
because it's
What?
dim light.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, Ember, you rolled a 6 there, didn't you? Okay. It's definitely noisier than it was sort of 4 or 5 hours ago. More nocturnal animals. You can hear the hoot of an owl as it kind of sits in a tree just on the edge of the clearing. Several small rodents seem to scurry across the open ground inside the ring of mushrooms, which is now glowing with a really steady glow. Enough that this area is cast in sort of a bluish dim light.
Ooh, it's getting dark. By the way, why is L'Oreal on her side?
I don't know. Why am I on my side?
There you go. You've got a pale blue light that's glowing in here. L'Oreal is still kind of knelt. Are you kneeling or sitting or what are you doing?
Well, I'm probably either kneeling or sitting on the side of the pool in meditation,
Okay.
trying to get a feel for the area and understand what the temple is for, and potentially try and commune with Eleanor.
Okay. Nothing seems out of the ordinary, Dart. Rage, the pair of you, as you are not really realizing both of you are watching. As I say, you've got this pale blue light and a definite sort of increase in animal activity. L'Oreala, as you continue to meditate, the world seems to kind of fall away around you. You kind of lock out the sounds of the night, the sounds of your comrades as they settle down to sleep or they move around as they're watching, and you put all your concentration in this place. You find yourself, or imagine yourself kind of stood in a vast, dark nothingness. In the distance, you can see a pale, sort of whitish yellow glow.
Okay. Am I able to? I mean, is it like a scary abyss type thing, or is it like just a dark plane that I'm stood on?
It's a nothingness. It's just blackness with this glow in the distance.
I will attempt to move towards or reach out to the glow.
Okay. Reaching out has no effect, but as you take a step forward, it's almost like you've moved vast distances, hundreds of miles in a single step, and this light gets brighter and closer, and it appears to be a quarter moon. Underneath this quarter moon, there is a figure, kind of seems to be crouched down, back turned away from you.
Do I recognize anything? Is it like a humanoid type figure?
It appears to be humanoid, yes.
I will call out to Eleanor and see if the figure responds.
there is a sobbing sound, and you can see the shoulders shuddering as though the individual is crying.
I absolutely try and reach out to this individual or being and try and provide comfort.
Okay. As you approach, you get a sense of movement sort of either side of her. And sort of out of the darkness, two large silvery dragon heads appear, making you kind of pause. The sobbing stops for a second, says, pauses for a second and forgive my guardians. They will not hurt you unless you threaten me. I do not think, my child, you are here to threaten me, are you?
No, my lady, I feel drawn to you. I feel like I've connected to you in some way all my life. Are you okay? You've been weeping.
I weep for that which I have lost. My connection with my people has been, my connection with my worshippers has long been broken. You stand in one such place, a portal between the Fae and your plane, a place where my people, with my guidance, would bear justice and judgment upon those who had done me ill or done my people ill.
Your temple has been abandoned for many, many years. There were creatures killing and turning to stone anything that came near.
It is defiled.
How can I help?
I would ask that you find a way to cleanse it, to restore the sacred waters. And to bring the grove to life. It requires a guardian that could watch over the place, over my grove, watch over my temple, and once again bring justice to those who would do me wrong.
I nod and say I will do everything I can to help. Incidentally, from my knowledge, is this something that would be normally a druid or a priest, or
It would normally be a druid.
Okay.
Potentially a Fey-based druid as well.
So,
depending on, I was going to say, depending on how you interpret Fey, that could encompass elves.
Yes, yeah. My thoughts obviously immediately go to Oleanne.
And as far as you know, she doesn't have a grove that she tends. Hog's Brook is not a grove. It was just a place where she lived.
She has a penchant for shape-shifting and feels that's a natural form as opposed to human form as well, doesn't she? Which is in line with Elenar's kind of
Yeah, Eleanor is fond of lycanthropes.
Hmm.
Very fond of lycanthropes.
I'll
Maybe a
tell
little
her-
bit too fond of lycanthropes.
I'll tell her that I may know of someone who may help. I will do my best to bring her before you here.
She nods. She kind of turns and looks at you. Her pale skin kind of almost has a light of its own. She raises one of her hands and the two dragons kind of disappear back into the darkness. It's almost as if the moon is only casting a light down on you and nothing else. I have... If you could do this and restore this temple to my worship, it will allow the Fae to cross over and to once again enter your plane.
I think I'm. My character, I think, would feel that this is only a good thing for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay.
I will nod and say, if by your assistance and grace, I will do this.
Then go, my child, with my blessing. Seek a way to cleanse my temple. And perhaps this will be the start of a journey for both of us.
Well, yep, bow my head in prayer and see if I can exit this strange place.
Yeah, that's fine. You kind of will yourself to wake from your meditation. Just as the second hour of Ember and Rage's watch ends, pair of you notice the moon is kind of crested above the trees, and a single shaft of moonlight seems to be bathed. Well, to your eyes, it looks like it's bathed on L'Oreala, but it can't be. It seems to be focusing on the, now you look at it, Ember and Rage. No, it's not on L'Oreala. It's on that whole kind of fountain area. But for a moment, you thought it was bathed purely on L'Oreala.
You kind of look around, blinking with a sort of half smile that keeps creeping onto my face.
I'm going to move straight over to L'Oreala and ask if she's okay.
I think I've found something that I've been looking for, or maybe half found something. I don't know.
You're asleep.
Not anymore.
Okay. Who's taking the next watch? Two till 4.
And Ember's vanished there.
Ember disappears under her blankie, blending into the stonework around her. 1 minute she was there, the next minute she's not.
I asked Kurgan to take a walk with me for a short while around the temple.
Sure.
If
Anybody taking the next watch, or are you all just falling asleep?
If nobody else is watching, I will watch,
Give
as
me
I've been doing anyway.
Give me a perception check, Medistra. Okay. As your watch is coming to an end, sort of 4 o'clock, as we start to get to that pre-dawn time, you're startled by a deer, a magnificent kind of dappled brown stag comes bouncing out of the trees. For a moment, it stops, looks at you, snorts, kind of stamps its foot on the ground, and then just casually trots over to the pool where it begins to drink.
I don't move a muscle. I just watch with a little smile on my face.
And you watch this for a good 5 minutes before it kind of raises its head, tosses its antlers kind of in a proud look at me kind of way, and then just gallops off back into the woodland. Last 2 hours before as we arrive at dawn. Anybody particularly watching?
I want to make sure I get my full rest in, so
Could I could watch because I only need 4 hours sleep really.
Okay, give
Medication.
me a perception check, please.
Okey-dokey.
If Kurgan's sorry, I'm losing my voice.
you're right, Evil?
Who's in his voice?
So don't forget to use your advantage if you're next to me.
Oh, sorry. Let me re-roll that again. Oh.
A
Slightly
bit better. Again, more animals, owls. This time, you can hear an owl hoot. You actually will see an owl kind of glide across the clearing, swoop down inside the circle of mushrooms, grab something, and fly off into the sky. This place is definitely coming to life now, as if the malevolence, the evil that was here, has been kind of removed, allowing the animals to kind of reclaim their land. And as you arrive sort of at 6:30, we'll take a break. 10 minutes, call it 9 o'clock.
Right, full rest.
Oh, sorry. Yes, we're doing the rest.
We get the full rest in. You're muted.
Yes, everybody gets a long rest, no
Ah,
problem.
Right.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Zed's gone, but either way, not being a stranger to odd circumstances, I'm going to relate my story to Kurgan from what I saw, and ask what he thinks of.
Yeah, but I mean, I did get a Blizzard gaming chair, which you've probably seen in the background.
Yeah, mate, he was talking about it all the time.
Yeah, but this being up and just moving around and being mobile it's a better position, I find.
Yeah, that'd be handy.
But what I find as well is when I'm in an interview, my energy changes hugely. I'm more communicative and more what's the word? Energized.
Yeah.
That's why I walk around the office when I take a lot of calls.
Yeah.
I find it hard of mine because the wife and kids have to lift my desk up for me.
Just hold it there. Yep.
That's right. Stop wobbling.
I was going to get the Razer desk. If they'd got a Razer desk variant that had a standing variant, I'd probably get it. But
I honestly can't recommend a standing desk enough because sitting is awful for you.
Yeah.
Really is.
No, I completely agree.
The strain it puts on your back constantly. The amount of times especially in a fully sedentary lifestyle.
Also,
it's bloody awful.
Isn't good for you for a long time, is it? You really need to be moving around.
Well, you are when you're standing up, Dart. That's the thing.
Exactly.
I mean, even when I've just been playing here tonight, I'm still just, even if it's just kind of rotating the hips a bit to keep you mobile, it still makes a huge difference.
yeah.
And you don't fall asleep like I do.
Well, if you do,
It's going
you're
to
going to
hurt.
fall. He's going to
You wake up.
Have we lost Keldar again?
Yeah, the thing about standing over sitting, standing, you'll be working your muscles, working on your posture, all your posterior chain will be firing. Whereas sitting, you're just compressing your spine, shortening your psoas muscle, your glutes aren't working. You just fuck yourself up.
Highly recommended, Dart. If you've got a bit of money that
you say which muscles? The
psoas muscle. Psoas muscle goes from your.
So the one that goes down the outside of the leg.
No, it's the inside. It's the inside. It comes from your basically your hip joint.
I know. That's the guy. That's the muscle that my sports massage guy massaged, and it feels really bizarre because it's sort of inside, kind of.
It crosses through your iliac crest, I think, but it joins in your lower back to your leg, and it's responsible for raising your basically your thigh above your waist level. So if you sat constantly, it's shortened and weak. Normally the muscle's shortened, it's strong, but that's shortened and weak because you're not using it, so it's completely fucked.
All right. Are we back?
We are good.
Cool. We are good. All right. So morning arises. Everybody wakes feeling refreshed and having had a long rest.
I immediately start helping L'Oreala with clearing out the fountain and the what's it?
Okay. How are you going to do that?
I don't care. I'm using what I know best. My hands and my mage hand to be as efficient as I can. I just went straight into it, not really thinking about it.
Give me a dex. Give me a strength check.
Oh shit! Really? I'm weakened. I'm in a weakened state.
Give me a strength check.
You need me to provide one as well because I am also
Holy shit!
You've broken your hand.
Oh my word!
And I look over to L'Oreala.
I don't know how to interpret that. Okay,
Clearly
so
doing
L'Oreala, you look over, and for some bizarre reason, Kurgan is kind of half tangled in vines, trying to force his way back out again. He seems to be stuck inside the vines that are kind of all draped over the statue.
I will move over and try and assist Kurgan in digging himself out, calling for Rage. Rage, can you? Kurgan seems to have tangled himself in these vines.
I will sort of like finish off taking the cockatrice heads off as well. I'll come and help him out.
Okay. All right, Rose. Give me a strength check, please.
Straight strength or athletics?
Straight strength.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a
Nice.
1 then.
Okay. You kind of glance and you kind of, it's just as easy for you to rip these vines away from the statue than it is to try and pull Kurgan out, who's just so helplessly tangled in these things. So you kind of just start grabbing hold of them and pulling them off the statue. And in no time at all, they just all kind of fall away, revealing more of the statue. Again, similar kind of stone as the pedestal bowl. That kind of midnight sort of midnight kind of granity stone, possibly maybe not marble, but with those flecks of almost starlight kind of inside them. Very, very beautiful kind of carving. But you've got Kurgan out, and you've just got this pile of vine now inside this trough, this bowl.
I lay a comforting hand on Kurgan and say, I appreciate the sentiment, but you shouldn't get so tangled up.
I mean, I'm trying.
And that's what counts.
Thank you.
This temple was beautiful once, and hopefully it will be again.
So is this?
What else are you doing?
Your god, or what is this?
I don't know.
Do you have a god?
I suppose I trained in the Temple of Silbarith, but I never felt quite comfortable there.
And you feel comfortable here, at peace?
I feel torn between the two. This feels like it's the other half of me. Does that make sense?
The dark side of her. I mean...
No.
I frown and smile at the same time.
If you feel you're on the right path, I'll follow you.
That depends on the path.
I do feel I'm on the right path.
Then I'll follow you.
Thank you.
Okay.
So we're doing this until the place is clear, right? I'm going to continually get tangled in vines.
So
we can tidy up a little bit. I mean, we have pressing matters, and
I was going to say.
Do you want me to put this ointment all over your body so you don't get tangled?
No. Why don't we ask Cooper? Cooper if he could stay here and tidy up.
Just to kind of suspend story for 1 second. If you're familiar with 4th edition, there's the concept of a skill check in 4th edition. This is what this is. You have to get so many successes before a number of failures to consider that the skill, the thing that you're trying to do is complete the challenge.
Got you.
So far, you are 3 successes and 1 failure. And you need...
Was the failure Kurgan's cleaning?
So are we tidying this place up? So we'll need to get the fallen pillars out of here.
So effectively, what I need you to do is tell me what you want to do and how you want to go about it. We'll use a skill check. If the skill check is successful, that counts as a success, basically. But if you wrote it for each of you performing 1 skill task, it's 1 hour of time. So you're devoting an hour. So Kurgan and Rage, you've had your checks this hour. Does anybody else wish to do anything whilst this is going on? And if so, what is it you're doing?
I want to speak to Cooper and send him home, but also to try to get him to contact Olianath, was it?
Olian?
Yeah, but who was the refresh my memory? Sorry, who was the druid, the ranger? Sorry, who was in love with her?
Cooper.
It was Cooper.
No, it's the other way around. She's in love with him.
That's right.
But
Sorry,
he's
yes.
Not
well, he can't commit because she's a bit of a
turning,
furry.
yeah.
He's not into doggy.
He's not into doggy. I want to ask Cooper, can you find Olianath to come here and perhaps take care of this area? Because from what I'm assuming that L'Oreal has explained things to us.
I've explained to Kurgan.
Oh, right. Sorry.
And I probably would explain to Medistra if you asked.
I would, yes, because I've seen you there all night meditating.
I mean, generally, I've probably explained to the group that I want to try and clear this temple and bring it a new guardian, and I think Oleana would be very welcome here.
Where do we need to focus on? The actual pool? Is that where we need to
You need to focus on just whatever you think you can do, and don't just go by what you see in the picture, but this thing is overrun. It's been desecrated by gorgons, cockatrice. What things could you do to kind of clear it up?
Clear these briars away from around the edge of the pool.
Sure.
Well, my concern is that we should be looking for Jeleneth.
Yes, well,
Okay.
we can spend a little time tidying this up, but I think we need to get moving once the sun is on its way up. And we
How do you want to do it, Jet?
It's 7 o'clock though, so the sun is up.
So do you want to do it in a way that you could preserve the vines and maybe plant them elsewhere, or do you just want to rip them out?
I think I would more want to actually take them and plant them elsewhere, I think.
I would like a nature check from you then, please. Beautiful. Okay. All right. You clear the vines from around the pool, making the kind of the pool's edges as clean and clear as possible. You also pull out the vines and things that got dropped into the fountain, basically clearing that part as well. Okay. Ember, do you wish to do anything?
I'll clean the vines. Oh no, the vines around the throne are already gone, aren't they?
Not all of them. No, there's still muck around the throne and around the.
I'll clean the throne.
Okay, give me a dexterity check, please. Okay, you do the best you can. It's not as clean as perhaps you'd have liked it to be.
Sorry, I've just seen Kelgar's message.
Kelgar, that's interesting. Can I get a performance check from you, please?
Certainly may. Sad times.
Big bonus though. Wow.
I'm kind of thinking you're composing something that's a little bit like metal opera.
Essentially.
Sort of a bit like Nightwish or something along those lines. A ghost love song or something. Poet and the Pendulum, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And this kind of song, as it kind of drifts, it almost seems to echo and reverberate from the stones of the temple. And for a moment, L'Oreal, you feel really calmed by this. It feels right inside, in this holy place. Medistra and... No, just Medistra left. Anything you wish to do?
After seeing Ember try to clean the throne and up here, I will use my prestidigitation. Can't get it. Put my teeth back in.
Prestidigitation. I hate that word.
No. Prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
To finalise what Ember's already started. To finish what he started.
Can I
You
get
mean I labelled all that stuff and you could have just cast that spell? Why didn't you do that first?
Give me an Arcana check with advantage, please. As the last of the muck kind of clears away from the throne, a dawn chorus erupts from almost all around you, songbird breaking into song. And L'Oreal, you watch as the statue begins to weep. And it becomes sort of ever-flowing water coming out of the eyes, running down the statue and into the pool. And the pool itself begins to take on a hue as though you're looking at it at night.
I will
You
turn to
have
my companions and
successfully cleansed the temple.
I'll turn to my
only
companions
just.
and thank them full-heartedly.
I'm going to clap L'Oreal on the back, probably a little bit too hard. Job well done.
Probably stagger slightly. I mean, I know you're weak sauce, but you're still probably like a good 1.5 feet on me and twice my weight.
If he rolls a 1, you might brace yourself so hard that you knock him over.
That's true. I'll say a small prayer to Alana, promising that I will return with a suitable guardian as soon as I can.
Okay, you have to do this manually. I'd like you all to give yourselves hold on, let me do this properly. I'm not used to calculating this by hand. 250 experience points.
That's 12,005. Yeah.
That is indeed 12,005.
Very nice.
Feeling positively refreshed and like I've got a.
If this was an MMO, this would be a fast travel location that you've just unlocked, L'Oreal.
Fantastic.
But it's not. It doesn't work like that.
That's a shame. Such a
But
shame.
you watch. How long are you kind of staying for? So that's taken an hour for you to kind of cleanse all that.
To be fair, I think once the statue started crying, I think I'd be stood there in awe for a bit, watching how this pool fills up.
It is actually now a fast travel now, but that's a fast travel for the hordes of evil fae.
That's right. Because of the portal.
Yeah.
Eleanor is not a god of evil.
Well,
she's not a god of good.
She's not actually. She's lawful neutral, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is. Yes.
But she is directly opposed to Sekka, the god of light. Just bear that in mind.
And all human life.
Who is lawful good, so she is opposed to the sun gods. But that's because typically, law has it that she's chasing the sun for dominance in the sky.
Brings balance.
Indeed.
Yes. And over the next sort of half hour, the water just cascades down this statue and creates this pool of kind of dark water, and as you look into it, you can sort of almost imagine you can see star constellations in the water. Medi stands there with a glass in her hand, swilling the wine.
I'm just going to turn to L'Oreal and say, so who's going to look after this? I mean, we're not going to hang around in even this region for forever.
My heart says Oleana will or may agree to do so. I think she would be perfect for this place.
How do we reach out to her, do you think?
Sorry, what was that guy? I didn't hear that.
How do we reach out to her?
Well, once we should probably try and head to this tower or this ruin, and hopefully once we take Cooper back, we can speak to her.
Could we send Cooper back from here if he takes a direct path?
Depends. Is he well enough? I don't know. He seemed pretty exhausted last night. Although he probably knows these lands better than we do.
I think Cooper should go back. We don't want to take him where we're going.
Having this chat with Cooper, he agrees to try and convince Oleanne to come over, especially now. He said he tells you that she's always been wary of the woods because of the presence of the Gorgons. She didn't want to risk her pack getting hurt in any way. Now this is here, now this is cleansed, he thinks he'll stand a decent job of being able to convince her to look after it and continue with the rebuilding and the reconsecration of the place.
Cooper, when you go back to your place and speak to Oleana, there's a friendly goblin there. Don't kill him.
He looks at you quizzically.
It's another whole, thing that we've sorted out.
When this is done, we will explain everything.
He nods.
His name's Baruchliat.
Baruchliat.
And he's from a passive, friendly goblin tribe that don't want to follow the traditional goblin evil raiding ways.
He raises an eyebrow at that.
He's also going to be. We've sorted out the floods, by the way, but he's also needed to control the portal to the plane of water that's there. So we've basically brought him forward to Oleana to work, because it's his job will be to protect the region, to work in tandem with her, and he and his tribe are all for that.
Well, he's not strictly speaking needed, is he? Anyone could do it, right?
Well, I couldn't.
Oleana could, though, right?
Perhaps, but it seems fitting to help balance the area.
Wanted an army of goblins taking care of the forest.
Yeah, it's water elementals, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean the goblins, when they grow older and breed, have like hundreds of them running around taking care of the forest.
Taking care of, killing everybody,
Riding around on giant spiders.
I trust that, hopefully with Oleanne's guidance and perhaps some of yours, Cooper, that they can take a different path.
I mean, look at me, Cooper. People look at me and instantly think evil and horrid thoughts, but I do good.
It's only later that they find out that's true.
Right. They never know what happens in the night.
Watch out for the tentacles.
So please don't judge a creature by its appearance.
Kelgar, give me a give me a history check, please.
Wow, I cannot roll above like a 6.
Jesus, that's not good, is it? Okay, all right. L'Oreal, give me a history check.
Wish me luck.
I'll give Medi a history check.
I was going to say I'm trained in history. So.
Hey, that's all right.
But clearly not that
Trained
well.
in it. No.
Yes, that was yesterday.
I've just realised something. So,
In fact, I'm going to use my inspiration and re-roll that.
Monsters of the Multiverse just backed up my thoughts.
It's lucky we're not in combat. We'd be dead by now.
As this conversation is going on, and you're kind of talking to Cooper about the Baruchia, you remember L'Oreala from a book somewhere that before the goblins took up worship of Magubliet, they actually were fey creatures that worshipped and were followers of the Queen of Light, or the Queen of Darkness. The Queen of Light and Darkness, an archfey. So, goblins themselves are also steeped in fey and linked to the Feywild.
Would only make sense that they could be guardians of this grove.
Correct. It almost seems fitting that you've perhaps got two ways to create protection for this reconsecrated temple of Alina.
Surely you can see how the nature is already bursting to life in this area.
And as you know, Cooper, nature always finds a way. It will redress the balance.
He nods. And he says, well, if this goblin has to return to the water portal, it is probably closer for him to do so from here than it would be from Hogsbrook. I will do my best to convince her and the goblin to move here.
It also might be worth mentioning to the people of Noltec about this good goblin, just in case they see him wandering past one day and feel the urge to fire an arrow at him.
That may be better coming from you than from us. We are not always welcome in civilization.
I see. We will do that when we deal with this other...
Harold, before you speak to any of the other...
Oh, yes. We always speak to Geralt first because we can trust him.
Surely once they realise that the swamp is kept at bay, they will appreciate the help.
Indeed. One would hope so. But it is difficult for people to overcome their prejudice against goblins.
I don't trust fucking goblins.
Exactly.
Not a lot I can say to that.
One more thing to ask of you. It's a small favour.
Of course.
Can anybody loan me a weapon?
You can use them all.
So
It's
in
a
party,
march.
we've got longsword, we've got dagger, we've got morning staff, we've got a quarter staff, we've got a short bow, and we've got a hand axe. And we've also got leather shirt.
27 mauls, like Ray just said.
We've got a breastplate, we've got hide armor, so we can kit the dude out.
All right, kit the dude out. So hide armor, short bow, longsword.
I chuck a hand crossbow at him.
He
Hits
chucks
him
it.
full in the face.
Roll.
He takes 1d6 points of damage and dies.
It's loaded when I chuck it at him.
Kurgan's going to give him a firebolt.
Crashed out and also lost did Discord as well.
Yeah, I got randomly dumped from Discord earlier.
Yeah, it's weird. My stream dropped randomly as well.
I wonder
There
if
was
there's
a power cut for a second.
Yeah, maybe there's a power cut somewhere.
I think we're happy to give up any of the mundane stuff that we have there that he can use.
Yep,
No
I've
worries.
just taken them out of party loot.
Okay, all right. He kicks himself up and bids you farewell, good luck in whatever you're doing, and he sets off.
What do you mean, whatever we're doing? We're looking for Jeleneth. We told him this.
Well, yeah. He bids you good luck in finding Jeleneth. All right.
Oh, so we head north now to the tower.
How long has she been missing for? Like 6 months now?
It's not that long.
No, because we went back in
2
time.
weeks, is it?
And then forward in
Feels like
time.
it.
I'll tell you how long it's. So it's currently.
It's about August.
God, it's the 8th of Sweet Rain. You learned that she was missing.
That's when we first arrived at Noltec, wasn't it?
Correct, yeah. You arrived at Noltec on the 19th. 20th of Flower Bloom. That's when you discovered that she had vanished. So she has been missing, as far as you know, 8 days.
Even going to be alive when we find her.
The other thing is today is the day the copper goes downriver.
Now, refresh my memory. Were we supposed to be with it when it left, or are we supposed to meet it at a certain point?
You were supposed to be with it when it left.
Oh, poo. Cooper?
Well, actually, technically the copper was ready to go today, but they weren't going to leave until you arrived.
We could be a day too late.
And you had given yourself 3 days of exploration, with a day then to get back to the hills and where you needed to be.
I'm sorry, I care more about Jeleneth than a total copper.
It was the mayor that hired us for that, wasn't it?
It was. And also don't forget that when you return to Noltec and you can provide information on what's happened, you agreed to, I think it was 2 weeks of your time, which expires in 2 days' time. I think. Hold on. It might not be quite true, that. I need to find out what date you agreed. Good job.
Be good if we could send a message back with Cooper, really.
He's gone.
I know.
He has gone. Let's have a look.
Check. Can you send a messenger arrow at Cooper?
No.
Message for you, sir.
That's the one.
Kurgan's still got that thought thing. You could talk to him while he's walking away.
No, it's message. It's a short range one. Can't remember what the hang on, let me have a look.
A couple 100 feet or something, isn't it?
120 foot, yeah.
Like shouting distance.
Do you know, it was only 6 in-game days ago that you were fighting the bar guest.
Gold.
Actually, you spent a lot of time procrastinating around the swamp and getting up to here. You kind of spent 4 days. Right, so you agreed on the 4th of Sweet Rain to do the copper run, and that would be ready. It would be 4 days, so it would be the 8th that was ready.
Which is today.
You agreed to do the swamp on the 3rd of Sweet Rain, So your 10 days of agreed time
So 5 days for that.
would be the 13th. So yeah, you've got 5 days left.
And taking the copper down river is going to take more than 5 days, I reckon.
We already sorted the swamp out, though.
Well, we'd go to Noltec, give them an update, and then go for the copper.
Yeah.
Would that
Or-
lead us down to the tower?
The copper will not lead you down to the tower now. It'll
Oh.
lead you away from it.
The tower is northeast of us. The copper is it up here?
And it's going upstream or downstream?
Upstream. We need to go upstream to the copper
Oh.
because the estuary of Rogladon or Rogladon, is it?
It's
Rogladon?
going. So the copper's going to Brushwood.
Which is north, isn't it?
Okay, maybe we investigate the tower and then head up the river. At worst, we can,
What-
if they've already left, we can intercept and join them.
Why don't we go to Noltec?
Go to Noltec, go get the copper, go up to Brushwood, and then come down
That's
to the
right.
tower.
Yep.
It's a full circle then.
Yep, agree.
What about Juleneth then?
She'll be dead or not.
If we don't get this copper to Brushwood, she's going to die.
Sorry, I'm not following that logic. She's going to die if we don't pick up the Brushwood.
The copper or Juleneth?
My thing is, I think that these people are capturing spellcasters for a reason. They're not going to kill her because they didn't kill Cooper. They didn't try to kill us, they tried to capture us. So they're keeping them alive until they have a certain amount, I think.
Or to a certain point in time. And
That's
then they can
right.
sacrifice them.
Or some strange thing that may just let them go and say thanks for teaching us all your magic.
They might.
But I think letting the people of Noltec know that they're safe is important. Also, the prosperity, not of the mayor, but of the actual town itself, and protecting this shipment. And it would only take us half a day away from the tower anyway.
L'Oreal looks really torn because we're so close to this tower.
I'll put a reassuring hand on L'Oreal's shoulder as I can see that conflict in her face. And I'll say, look, this is for the greater good in a sense, because we will get to Juleneth, but just not today. And I'd rather not go in there blind while leaving other things left. Just think how the people in Noltec feel not knowing what's happening.
But ultimately, let's be real about this. They're collecting these magic users for a reason. The girl matters not whether she's dead at this moment or not. What they're collecting these magic users for is the problem. As
That's
long as we
right.
get to that, then that's what we're there for.
But surely, if there's a chance of saving her, we should take it. What is a contract in a couple of days?
My word.
I agree with Rage. Our honour is very important. It's how we can help other people, because our story will go forward, and we'll be able to help more people because they know that we can be relied upon and trusted. And there's nothing worse than having a sidebar full of side quests.
We could always try splitting the group.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
It sounds like a terrible idea.
It sounds like a DM logistical nightmare. With
Yeah,
this.
it does. Yeah.
Oh, payback time for us.
It doesn't sound like a logistical nightmare. Just do it, and then I'll kill you both off.
Yeah, exactly.
That TPK is just so much easier.
L'Oreal looks massively torn here, but she kind of turns to Medisra and Rage and says, "You've helped me here without asking any questions. I will follow you."
I don't know, L'Oreal. Saving chicks makes for better stories.
She does smile a little at that, but she says, I won't. I can't abandon our friends.
Ultimately, it's have a little faith. The chance of her being alive now, not much different to being alive when we get there eventually in a few days.
How long will it? Well, it'll take us at least a day to get to where we need to go, right? Even if we get a move on now.
As well, right?
Yeah, but that's. I mean, the scale on this map isn't massive.
Would it be faster in my cart?
You haven't got horses though; they were butchered.
Yeah, we still got one horse to pull the cart. Oh, mind you, it carried like one person, didn't it?
Yeah,
but it's got a lot of loot in there as well.
What about this? Why don't we split one person from the party to go down to Noltec to report in, the rest of us head for the copper, and then the other person can join us downriver? Somebody who's fast and will know the layout of the land to go back to Noltec.
See you guys.
No. Don't you also think this would be a good time to clear some of our encumbrance? I don't want to be traipsing through these hills carrying all this armour in my backpack and these swords when we can get rid of it all at Noltec and then go out fresh.
We're not going to have time, are we? Because we've got to get up to the river as well.
We've got about a bag of holding. We don't have to worry about that.
It's going to take, what, 4 hours, 5 hours to get to Noltec?
Yeah.
And then another 4 or 5 to get to the copper.
If you go at normal speed, realistically, if you go at normal speed, you're moving about 3 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Down
this 5 miles.
Each hex is 5 miles. So from where you are to Noltec, it's about
2 hours.
5 miles. Yeah, it's about 5 miles. It's about 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
But to keep things simple, we assume that you're travelling carefully, and therefore you do a 5 mile, you do 1 hex in a 4-hour time frame.
Gotcha. So we could be at the copper by sundown, hopefully, or before sundown, and we can go down river then.
Looking at the sun starting to climb into the sky, I say, well, whatever we are to do, we should do so now.
Yeah. Why do we want to go to Noltec?
To inform them about the swamp, because we've got a commitment to tell them. It's better to do that now than when we go on travelling.
And we can sell up and do all that junk later.
And we need to find a way to... We discussed on the way down there how we're going to explain to the... I'm not going to say buffoon, but the mayor, how it's been solved with no physical proof.
The physical proof will come over the next day or two.
The physical proof is the swamps are receding.
Yeah.
I think we should make a start. I think we should move down towards Noltec because it's already...
Also, wasn't that the place that wanted us to find out what happened to those fishermen?
That's right. Oh, was that Ryefield?
No, that was Noltec.
It was Noltec, brilliant, yeah.
It was Noltec.
Do we keep any arms and legs?
No.
Was this your husband?
Some of them had a ring on or an identifying thing, didn't we?
Wait, doesn't Rage have on him a massive
Yeah, Rage has a massive head, yes.
I've got a Fomorian head on me. Yeah.
Rage likes to give people massive head.
Yeah.
I thought
for money.
From the fishermen.
For money.
Identifying signet
Yes,
ring, not signet ring, but something that would identify them.
Correct. You did on one of them, yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Right, let's go. Let's set off.
Noltec, go.
Okay, back to Noltec. All right. I've got to look at the note to remember what I agreed to pay you, don't I?
All the monies.
I need to buy some arrows.
I was going to say, let's get
yes, you do. Lots of arrows.
Lots
and then move out
in that bag of holding.
Yeah.
The journey back to Noltec it's only it takes you a couple of hours, maybe 3 hours tops, to kind of get yourself back to Noltec. But that kind of puts you back at lunchtime. Noltec is very much Noltec, exactly as you left it. Dreary, dredgery place to be.
A white line going across it.
That's a new
right.
bypass.
Really weird, isn't it, that white line?
Money wise was 100 gold each, bonus of 1,000 each if you bring back proof.
That's correct, yes. Okay.
Definitely 1,000 each. Brilliant, thank you.
It wasn't 1,000 each, it was 1,000 total, wasn't it? And 100 gold each plus 1,000 in total. Extra for the proof. Yeah. Okay. Are you going to Carmen's place first then?
I think
I
Jet
don't
should
know
go
where
off and
that-
go and buy some arrows.
I
Yeah,
do not know where that white line comes from.
Yeah,
Carmen's
well,
was sort of around here, wasn't it?
Jack can go buy his arrows while we're going another place.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
yeah, I was going to say, can I go and buy some arrows?
Of course. Do you want to take some of this stuff to get rid of as well? Maybe you can barter for some arrows.
I'm not very good at bartering, but I can sell it.
Helga's good at bartering, probably.
The Carmen Mansion. Yes.
Perhaps we should. Well, maybe we can divest ourselves of some of the heavier stuff, but I think maybe a city might be better for the rest.
Freaks me out every time. I've got my light set to turn off at 9:45 and I forget, so I end up in the dark at 10 o'clock. Okay. All right, you head back into Noltec, arriving at sort of lunchtime as you do so. You split the group, heading, for the majority of you, heading up to Carmen's place to negotiate the fee that he promised about the swamp, whilst Jet heads to, I think you're going to end up at Gerald's, aren't you?
Well, I can't see anything on the map. I can't
Yeah,
see
I
you
anything.
removed all the numbers from the map, so I can't tell what's what.
Isn't Garrel's this one down here? Yeah.
All
So-
the numbers are present. I can see all the numbers.
No,
No,
I
I
can't.
can't see
I'll
numbers.
refresh.
No, I can't. So
I can't see him either.
Oh, weird.
Let me
But
just-
Gerald is this place, yeah.
Let me refresh.
I haven't been able to see the numbers for ages, to be honest.
There we go.
Yeah, Gerald's was number 6.
Where's number six?
Yay, numbers.
There we go. Okay.
Over here.
See. Oh, I see. Right.
How
Okay.
do I refresh the page? Just
F5. All F5.
Alt F4, yes.
I thought that was the like level up trick in Diablo.
Yeah, it was.
It
Yeah, press Alt
was,
F4, yeah.
Never tell somebody that during a dungeon raid in Dark Age of Camelot, which I did.
Yeah, it was the hold down Alt and press F1, F2, F3, and then F4.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Okay.
no.
All right, Jet, what are you... Let's just do this really easily, really quickly.
Yeah, I just want to buy 40 arrows.
Okay, that's fine. Are you selling any of the goods from the party?
I am reluctant to do that because I'm not really a barterer.
Okay. In which case, add yourself... let's have a look.
Where's the party? Where's mine?
Get yourself something like 80 arrows, Jet.
80, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll buy 80 then. That's a good idea.
So it's 5 silver for 10, is it?
A bushel of arrows.
How much is a bushel?
What's a bushel?
It's a
Massive
hat-
basket. Stuffed
It's-
full of arrows.
It's what
Is it
they
a
put
hat?
hay in and they wrap it. You know, when you see hay stuck with the wrap around? That's
Oh,
a
that,
bushel,
yeah.
Right, I'll buy
I could
80.
probably fit it in the bag of holding, right?
No, because he needs to use it, and
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
but
I mean,
but you could have like
You
20 or 40 on you, and then
Yeah, put 40 in the bag.
And then we could have like 100 for when he inevitably forgets to get more arrows.
Yeah.
You have 20, 20 in your quiver, and then when you run out, you just go to the bag of holding.
Not a bad idea, actually.
And then you find out Ember's
um,
sold them.
So
Can
how
you remember how many you buy in a... Because it's not in... D&D Beyond doesn't say.
It's
20.
20. It's 20.
20 for a gold per gold piece, right?
It's 4 gold, or maybe not.
Well, the question has to be, does he have that many arrows available? Because He definitely has 20. He definitely has 40. Going beyond that is getting a little bit. He definitely has 60.
Okay.
He doesn't. He has 60 available.
Right. I'll buy 60.
And he tells you that he could get another 20 done by tomorrow if that's all he focuses on.
Yep. That's. I'll pay extra for that if he wants to
Well,
do it for me. Hey,
okay.
hey.
Just
You're
pick
not
the
saying
same
you
amount.
really are bad at
take,
bartering.
just take the 60 because
You're not here. You're not here.
yeah, I'm not here. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Well, take. He charges you 3 gold for the 60.
Yep.
Because he knows you, so he doesn't try and increase the price. And just another gold for if you wish to pay for another 20 up front.
Right. I'll give him 5 gold and say thanks very much.
Okay. In which case, he will make sure there's another 40 arrows ready for you as soon as he can get them. It'll take a couple to 3 days to do 40. He's got enough components for another 20.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So add 60 arrows to your character sheet.
Yep. I'm trying to find where the coinage is. Where's the coinage?
Should be at the bottom.
Oh, sorry. I see. Yes, I see.
Okay. The rest of the group, then, you head over to Carmen's place, and his butler immediately shows you in, and you're taken into this kind of very luxurious house, and you're taken to sort of a side room where you're kind of left waiting. After a few moments, maybe 5 or so minutes, the butler arrives with a tray of drinks, mostly wine.
Kelgar starts quaffing.
You wait another 10 minutes, and Darius kind of strolls in. Ah, gentlemen, ladies, you've been gone a few days.
We've been busy.
If you want a job doing, we do it properly.
Oh, good to hear. Have you out to report?
I'll wait.
We've got all the
Problem
things to report,
solved.
haven't we?
I'll wait for Rage to step forward and
Give him head.
give him a head.
Oh, really?
I'll dump out the Fomorian head. This was one of your problems. This was one of your problems in the swamp.
Oh. And
It was attached to a giant. Wasn't
What?
just a head we found.
he kind of looks at the somewhat starting to go putrid, smelly kind of head. What was this doing in the swamp?
Eating things and killing people.
Oh.
It made for the 3 fishermen. Unfortunately, we found those broken in trees, and so I think we've got some identification of them, but it wasn't very pleasant.
If you leave the identification with me, I will make sure we get that to the right people and let them at least have the closure that they need.
That was one of your issues. The other issue with the swamp and the expanding swamp waters. That's been resolved.
Resolved, as in it won't expand again.
It should. There's a potential it may do, but there was a mechanism in place to ensure that it doesn't. There was a magical portal essentially.
It should contract. The swamp should drain back to its normal levels, we would think.
Ah, well, that's good to hear. Okay, well, I believe if it's all good and well, 1,000 gold pieces requires the proof, and if you're okay, I will send a scout down to the swamp to make sure that it's receding. If they return with the evidence that it's receding, then I'm happy to proceed on that basis.
That's fine.
However, I
We're
do.
not coming back this way, are we?
Well, you don't know.
But we've got to come back to get the cash, right?
Yeah.
That's what you
For 1,000 gold, we are.
I also believe that there was an agreement to pay you 100 gold each for your time. Up to, I believe it was 2 weeks. You fulfilled your contract with time to spare. And he kind of rings a small bell. The butler comes in. He instructs him to count out the money. And the butler comes back after sort of 15 minutes with a tray with seven, to remind myself, 7 leather bags on it. Places it on the table, and he says, "That is the payment for your time, and I will instruct one of my runners to head down to the swamp. He should return. Hopefully, he can get back by before nightfall. If you're going to be here,
Unfortunately, we have another appointment, but we will return soon.
Oh, okay.
We've got to go with the copper shipment.
Ah, yes, I remember the council. In which case, I will have my my fellow return at a more leisurely pace.
Or you could just pay us now.
A persuasion check. Please.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. I'm persuaded. I'm also quite intimidating.
Is your burnt haft in your hands?
Not a.
Do you leave Kurgan's haft out of this?
He pauses for a second. He says, "Well, you've returned and you've demonstrated there was no payment in it for you for the fisherman's problem, other than providing closure to people here in Noltec. You have returned and demonstrated that you are capable. I think I can trust you.
Damn straight.
Please bring the other bag. Please bring the chest." And the butler goes, "Yes, my lord," and disappears. And 5 minutes later, he comes out with a small chest, probably this kind of size. He places it on the table, lifts up the lid, and it is full of gold pieces.
Can we have that in platinum?
So we
Gold.
we'll get 100, and I'll add 1,000 into party. Is that right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Just double check that 1,000 doesn't break the 500 weight limit on the bag of holding.
Well, it's, what is it?
Why don't we take?
It destroys the bag of holding.
Why don't we take 100 from that 1,000 each and put 300 into the party?
That doesn't.
Hang on. No, it's 100
Well,
gold.
it's 10 coins per pound, so 1,000 is £100.
Yeah.
So it'll easily fit in the bag.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
Well, if everything else in your party inventory is in the bag, yes, it'll take you to 2,363. So yeah, just add another 1,000 gold pieces.
We've done it.
Cool. Yeah, 262. Yeah, you're good. There you go.
This pouch is amazing.
Rage.
You have a lot of gold money in that bloody bag.
We need to buy more bags.
We need to buy some horses.
You have got horses,
Mace,
haven't
haven't
you?
you, somewhere?
A horse.
Got a horse and a wagon, and that wagon's full of stuff as well.
I've got a what? Sorry, did you say?
Haven't you got a warhammer or a mace that you had somebody make? Where was that?
That. Yeah, my first mall. That
Yeah. Just name any town. There'll be a mace there.
So I add 100 gold to my gold.
Yeah.
Finally starting to actually get paid for these jobs we've been doing.
Correct.
It's
we all
not
adding
about the
100 gold,
payment,
aren't we?
though.
All of you had 100 gold.
Well, let me rephrase that. It's not. It is about the payment, but not everything is about the payment.
No, but a lot of it is.
Yeah,
A lot of it's out the payment. And the fame.
Got like 3.5 grand, you know, in the party loot and stuff to sell.
Well, you've got 1,000 in platinum pieces, 1,000 gold worth of platinum pieces, 2,000 gold in cash,
No, it says you've
477 silver, a random electrum piece. Where the fuck did that come from? And 32 copper pieces.
You said 1,000 platinum, but it says 1,100.
That's 1,000 gold.
One plat is a
Oh.
You can give us 1,000 platinum as well if you want. I don't think we can carry it, but
Do you know
I
what?
thought
It's
you
going to
said
get to the
1,000
point.
platinum.
It's going to get to the point where we're going to retire in Noltec, and Zed's going to have to do this new adventure called Desperate Housewives of Noltec.
That would be fine. We could do something like that, not a problem.
should we move out then? Should we?
But if
copper
we're going to
quickly?
do that campaign, can we not do it in 5th Ed and do it in Call of Cthulhu?
Yes.
Much better
Oh.
system for it.
But you get to talk
Okay.
with a Jersey accent.
One day I will rerun Eternal Lies. Okay, so you spend the rest of the day traveling out from Noltec, back up, following the copper trails to the directions that you've been given to the sort of the dock area at the head of one of the mines where the copper is being loaded.
Oh, before
You-
before I set off, can I drop off at Tolsteth's for him to look after all the bits that I've collected?
Yes, you can.
Tap.
Okay,
What?
just make a note that they're with Toaster.
Oh, the
Yeah.
bits. Okay.
What bits?
The drippy bits.
2 Gorgon heads, 2 cockatrice heads, 2 wyvern stingers.
Oh, right.
And that partridge that got in that pear tree.
Oh, can I buy a poisoning kit here somewhere?
Can you buy a poisoning kit here somewhere? Are you proficient in poisons?
No, it's not even on my attribute list.
Then there will be a risk of you applying poisons. You would need to gain proficiency in poisoner's kit to be
How
able
do
to
I do
save
that though?
by taking time out. You can take
Downtime learning.
downtime anytime you want to learn stuff, but bear in mind the world will progress if you take downtime. So right now, if you were to take like a month's downtime, then Joleneth, it'll be a month later. It'll be 38 days later.
Okay.
38 days later, yeah. But there'll be opportunities once you've solved this bit with Joleneth.
Which
There
means
would
it'll be
like-
like 10 years in real time, probably.
No.
No.
Otherwise, we'll get to Joleneth and we'll pick up that skull and go, alas, poor Joleneth. I didn't know her at all.
I was hoping to.
Well, You say we've spent about 6-8 days total in game time.
So
No, that was just finding out Joleneth was missing, wasn't it? 8 days.
8 days since she's been missing. You have spent in game time. I think you have spent about 12, 13 days of in world days.
Okay.
Because you remember we were back in town, Dart, that's the fact that we were
Yeah.
literally just travelling. But you can't remember that now because it's fading away bit by bit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And I'm fading away bit by bit right now, guys. So you get to the late afternoon, you get to the point where you can join the miners on the barges. There are 3 fairly large barges with a number of with copper ore basically stacked in barrels or crates or whatever they put copper ore into, ready to set sail. The miners and the barge folk have been sort of sat on the side of the dock, twiddling their thumbs, kind of essentially waiting for you to arrive. You board the. Are you doing the front? the back, the middle, barge.
I'm middle.
Middle.
How big are these barges, and how closely will they float?
They'll float as close to each other as they possibly can, and they are probably 20 foot by 7 or 8 foot wide.
Would they be linked together or floating separately?
They can be done either. Your
How many did
call.
you say there were?
3 of them.
I think
In the middle then.
if we link them together, then they can't drift apart. In a sense, it'll always stay as a 3. So if we need be, we can go from one to another if need be.
Okay.
And what I would suggest is maybe putting, if we're protecting them, having Jet at the front and Ember at the back, just to watch out backwards and forwards.
Agreed.
Yeah, and
Alright.
both use bows.
Because I'm tired of not paying attention. There's only one barge, but it's a big barge.
Okay. And I will be in the middle of the barge.
Yeah.
It's a 60-foot barge, 60 foot long, by by about 20 feet at its widest point.
Somebody's
it
quite
is-
deceptive at the front, I would say.
Yeah, it's quite. It's sitting quite low in the water as well, because of the amount of ore that's in there. Okay, so you set off downstream, and is where we're going to stop tonight because my throat is starting to get.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Awesome.
for that.
No worries.
Absolutely brilliant, and thanks for making.
Well, actually, I mean, you've ticked off. You've ticked off one.
Something.
You've ticked off 2, 3 side quests, if you like, tonight. So
Yay.
now you've just got the main one to deal with.
And the queue on Lost Ark is only 700.
Ooh.
Just saying.
I think I'm going to have 30 minutes on Lost Ark as well. So
Exactly.
I'll see you. I might jump into chat while we're still here, but I'll see you. I'll see you later.
Right.
Take care, all. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later,
Thank you,
guys.
bye.
Bye. Bye.
Have a good session. See you guys.